Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. I am currently shooting this in the future. It is December 2nd when I'm filming this intro because I forgot to shoot an intro before doing this, but it's totally fine nevertheless. In today's video we are going to be trying out testing some Dollar Tree yarn and other such goodies. I've seen a couple of other people do this. I'll put their videos here. I am so excited because I have already tested everything, so I know what's going to happen, but you don't, and I'm excited to share it with you. So if that interests you at all, please keep watching. I will put my social media handles right here. So if you are interested in following me over there, please feel free to. And let's go ahead and hop into past me going shopping at the Dollar Tree. Okay, so we are at the first location of Dollar Tree. We have 3 in my town, so I'm hoping to hit up all 3. I've seen where some people have found crochet hooks and even knitting needles, so I'm interested to see if we'll be able to find any of those at one of the locations. But I'm also interested to see what kind of yarn, what colors they have. So let's go ahead and go inside. Okay, so at the first location, we have found some plastic knitting needles. It looks like these are 5mm. These are good if you're just learning. I prefer circular knitting needles, but looking through, they do have another color. This one's a 5.5 is the green, and they have some crochet hooks. This is a duo pack for $1.25. We have a 5mm and a 5.5mm, and then another duo pack, which is a 6mm and 6.5mm. I'm going to skip on these because down below here, they have the aluminum hooks with the ergonomic grip, and I much prefer these. So this is a 4.5mm. I am going to skip back here. This is a 5mm, and I need a new one of these, so we're going to grab one of those. Okay, so I am going to grab this 5.5mm and also this 5mm ergonomic aluminum hook. I'm looking and they have like the 4.5, but those are the only 3 sizes. So 4.5, 5, and 5.5. So I'm going to grab these 2 because I definitely need a 5mm hook. I've lost mine somehow. And then the 5.5, I don't know, it's good to try. I noticed that these grips are not rubber. They're actually plastic. So just keep that in mind if you are looking for these. They're plastic, not rubber. Also found these finger guides for yarn. You can use it for crochet or knitting. I already have some of these, and honestly I don't use them, but I don't know. If it's helpful for beginners with your tension, then that's pretty good. I mean, they have different colors too, so you get 4 of them for $1.25, but there's the other colorway. So that was cool. I also saw on TikTok where people are using the pencil and brush organizer as a way to store your crochet hooks. So I'm going to get one of these too. Okay, so these are the colors that we're working with. It looks like they have regular acrylic worsted weight yarn. They also have some Chanel. It looks like it's all just this brand, this Just Yarn Premier. They also have Just Yarn Teddy, which is interesting. That might be good for like little plushies. They also have cotton. So lots of options. This one is 87 yards. It looks like you get less when the acrylic is 109 yards. So I'm going to go through here and pick some colors. I do have a cardigan that I have in mind. I'll put the picture up here. What my inspo is, and I'll pick out some colors and we'll get back to you. Okay, so really quickly, I'm getting these smaller skeins of yarn. I'll do a haul when we're back at the house. These are 109 yards of yarn, and then I found the 1 pound just for yarn, Premier just 1 pound yarn, and This one is 982 yards for $5. So I'll put the math up here on the screen of, you know, how much you get compared to the other like smaller skeins, but that's pretty cool. They have different colors too. So this one is garnet, and then they have this green one, which is so pretty, called Forest. Then they have a black and this really pretty blue, which is called Denim. But I think I am going to skip out because I do have green yarn at home for the cardigan. So we're just going to pass on all of these. But again, I'll show you what all I got. We're going to go to the next location. We are finally back from Dollar Tree. We ended up going to only 2 locations instead of the 3 originally. I ended up finding everything I needed from just the first 2. So let's go ahead and hop into the haul. First off, I did find the most beautiful brown color. This is the Premier Just Yarn worsted weight. It seems like the Premier Just Yarn is the only brand that they carry at Dollar Tree, which is totally fine because they had a massive selection, which I'm sure you guys already saw. But this brown color is in the shade Chocolate. So every color I did end up getting 2 skeins, just because I was afraid if I ran out, I wouldn't be able to find the colors again because their inventory is constantly changing. So they might not have the same colors at your location like they did mine, or vice versa, or even in 2 days, they might run out of the same color. So I was just afraid of that. So I ended up getting 2 skeins of every color. But yeah, we did get the chocolate, and then moving on to the next color. This beautiful kind of like neutral peach is so pretty. This is the shade Sandstone. And again, if you guys are wondering what I'm working on, I'll put the inspo picture here up on the screen. But it's kind of just a fall palette type cardigan that I found on YouTube and Pinterest. And then the next color is this like kind of burnt orange red shade called Rust. And from the first location, I did end up finding the plastic crochet hooks, the aluminum crochet hooks, and we even found the knitting needles. So I did end up getting the aluminum crochet hook with the ergonomic grip. I got it in the size 5mm and 5.5mm. I did notice on these crochet hooks, the ergonomic grip is plastic. I don't know if you guys can tell. Compared to other ergonomic grips that I've had, they're rubber. So I'm interested to see how the plastic is going to feel as I'm crocheting. But nevertheless, $1.25 for a hook is really, really good. If you go to like Hobby Lobby or Joann's, they're like $5 to $6. So pretty cheap. I did not end up getting any of the knitting needles just because they're the straight knitting needles, and I personally prefer circular needles. I have a set of interchangeable knitting needles, which you can also get from like Hobby Lobby or Joann's, which is where I got mine, or even Amazon. So if you're interested in circular knitting needles, that's where you can get them. Okay, and then moving on to the second location, I did end up finding green. So I got 2 skeins of the green. I've lost the label to this one, so just ignore that. But this is in the shade Moss. Such a pretty green. They're all kind of like a muted neutral. So it's still fall-esque palette, but it's not like in-your-face super bright colors. So I am very excited to start this project. But again, I got the green. So we ended up finding 4 colors out of the 5. I did need like a cream, like off-white color for the cardigan. However, I think I might have something like that in my stash, so I'm not too worried about that. And from the second location, I did find one of these kind of organizer bins. It has a lid and it's 3 compartments. And I figured that I could put like my tapestry needles, my darting needles, stitch markers, and maybe even like my little sewing kit that I have, like my little spools of thread and the sewing needles and things like that, just to keep them all together and up out of my bins that I have. They're kind of just in a package strewn about. But in total, after the 2 trips to the separate Dollar Trees, it looks like I did spend about $14 after tax, which is pretty good. I got yarn and I got the hooks, so you could therefore like crochet up your own cardigan for pretty cheap. Like you can't really buy a cardigan that cheap in the way that you want. So again, I don't know if I'm going to be crocheting or knitting this cardigan, so I still have that to figure out. Knitting would use less yarn, so I wouldn't have to like really worry about, not having the yarn. But crochet, then the cardigan would be thicker, so it would be nicer in the colder weather. So I don't know. I have those two things to decide between, but I guess let's just go ahead and get to me actually working on the cardigan from here. Okay, so couple of updates on the cardigan, right? So I said I didn't know if I wanted to knit or crochet it. If you guys hear little tip taps, that's my dogs. They're walking around. But anyways, I said that I didn't know if I wanted to knit or crochet it, right? So I started with knitting because I like the look of knit, but I'm not very fast at it. So it was taking a long time, okay? So this is kind of like the front panel. I think this is actually the front right panel. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So here you can see, right? I started doing like squares. And I like the look of it, right? I do. But it's gonna be like way oversized if I do it like this, right? And that's not something I typically gravitate towards. So I restarted it, okay? My plan of attack was to kind of like knit continuous over the shoulder to kind of like get it done faster. And then that way I would just do like one more row of squares on the back and then do the same thing for the right side, right? So then I'd have technically like 2 big strips and 1 little strip in the middle to like reattach. And it would have worked fine. It's just I wasn't liking the fit of it basically. So I've restarted. So that was me knitting it. And this, I've decided to start crocheting it, okay? I'm going to hold the stitch so that way it doesn't unravel. But this is what it's looking like so far, okay? And I know it's going to use more yarn. That's why I wanted to knit it so it wouldn't use as much. But I decided to crochet it. All of the yarn balls are still attached and it's kind of a mess, to be honest. But anyways, so yeah, I decided to crochet it. And this is what it's looking like. I'm kind of doing like a repeating pattern, if you can tell. So like all of the colors are kind of gradually stepping up. And I'm really liking the way that this is looking. And it's a much better fit. I don't know if you can tell. It's just going to be a little bit oversized. I don't know if I'll make this a cardigan or if I'll make it a vest. I think a little sweater vest like this would be so stinking cute too. But that's where I'm at. I'm scrapping the knitting. I'll unravel it. I'll frog it and like recake it and everything eventually. But as of right now, this is what we've got. Okay, I'm restarting. This is already taking me a lot longer, but literally, okay, I tracked how long this took me, okay? If you guys don't know, there's an app called Toggle, I believe, Toggl, and that's what I used to kind of figure out how long this was taking me. Guess how many hours this alone took me, okay? Just knitting it. I knitted this with a 5.5 millimeter needle set, okay? And it's kind of curled up because I just did stockinette stitch. So it's a lot wider than what it looks like on camera. It's just all shriveled up basically. This took me about 8 hours. And I don't think I'm the slowest at knitting, but clearly this was going to take me too long to do the body, to do the sleeves, to do the finishing ribbing and everything. It's not, I don't know. I don't know. So I decided I'm not going to go the knitting route. This is half double crochet, and I think it looks pretty good. The one thing I will say, I don't know if I've said it yet, this Dollar Tree yarn is so soft. This whole side right here is just nothing but Dollar Tree yarn. It's so soft. I love it. I love the feeling of it. Okay, so I did substitute a couple of colors that I couldn't find at Dollar Tree, right? But I thought would really pull the look of this together, and I think I was in the right. Okay, this white is Red Saver yarn, Red Heart yarn, which I'm not the biggest fan of feeling wise. It's a little rough, but it was the only kind of like off white kind of cream color I had. And then this yellow is Crafter's Idea, I believe. I got it from Hobby Lobby a while ago, actually. So I figured it would be perfect for this project. But this is what we're working with. This is what I've got going so far. All the attached balls. It's kind of a mess, but I'm really digging how this is looking. I really, really like the knitted part of it too, but it's taking so long, and it would have been massive on me, which some girlies like the oversized look, the way oversized look. I don't feel like it flatters my body shape and size and everything, so that's why I decided to make it smaller, and I'm really glad I did. Um, but like I said, I think I'll probably make it into a little cute like sweater vest. I think it would be super cute. My goal is to have this done by Thanksgiving. It is currently Halloween. It is October 31st. So, and this is how much I got done yesterday, October 30th. This is how much I got done in like 3 hours. I also have the finished ribbing for the bottom. I'll show you. I have this oat color. It's inside out. I have this oat color, and it kind of cinches in a little bit. So that is what it's going to kind of look like, maybe. I don't know. That's the plan, okay? So I've already done the bottom ribbing, and I'll just sew it and attach it because I kind of want a little cinched in look on the bottom. So yeah, that's how it's looking. I think we've got quite a bit done. So that's where I'm at as of October 31st, and hopefully, like I said, I'll have it done by Thanksgiving. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Okay, so here is a very quick update on the sweater vest t-shirt situation going on. I'm not too sure. We'll see how it looks after I've blocked it, and I'll do a final try on for you guys. Right now I'm working on the front ribbing of it. I've started it right here. And I was just looking at where I want to place the buttons. I think I want to do 4 buttons. This one, I'm not too sure if I'll keep. I might honestly move it down a little bit to where it's right here when it starts to decrease, and then move these ones down a little bit too. But here's the ribbing. It's going to like meet in the middle. I did this one a little thicker than I did the rest of the ribbing. The rest of the ribbing is 8 chains wide, and this one is 10 chains tall. Or wide, sorry. And I'm just looking at how much longer I need to go. I think I want to kind of like stretch it just a teensy bit so it's not as like bulky feeling maybe. But it looks like I'm about halfway with the ribbing maybe, give or take. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep going, and then I'm going to place the holes for my buttons. I'm not sure entirely what buttons I'm gonna use. Probably like some sort of brown buttons. I have a whole jar. Hold on, let me get them. Okay, so here's my big jar of buttons. I have some wood, I have some plastic in here, but I definitely see a lot of brown, like these kind of darker brown. They're kind of showing up black, I think, on camera, but this one and like this one right here, those are maybe the ones I'm thinking. I think it'll really look good with the chocolate brown yarn. So yeah, that's what today is going to be. Just kind of finishing the ribbing, putting the buttons on, and then we are on to the final try on, I guess. It's working up super fast, super fast. Okay, I have finally finished this project after a month, I think. I want to say I started this October 5th or like the first week of October, and it is currently November 18th. So it's definitely taking me a little bit to get this video out. Not for any specific reason, just that I've picked up other projects and this one kind of got left on the back burner, unfortunately. I will show you guys a close up of it. I really enjoy it. I really like the colors. Everything turned out so good. I feel the yarn from Dollar Tree is so soft for an acrylic, and it was only $1.25 a skein. I really, really like it. It's so nice for the price. The only thing I kind of notice is that it's very fuzzy, and just because of that, I feel like maybe it'll be prone to pilling in the future. However, it was really nice to work with, super soft. The crochet hook as well. I got the aluminum one with the ergonomic grip. The grip is plastic, so just keep that in mind, but it has a nice divot for your thumb. And I use the pencil grip, but I could see it being really comfortable for anyone who uses the knife grip as well. So just keep that in mind if you run across them. I got the 5 millimeter, which is what I use for this project, and the 5.5 millimeter. So yeah, if you see those, I definitely recommend them. I think they were so good. I definitely want to try the knitting needles next though, so we'll see. If you guys are interested in another one of these, let me know. And maybe I'll get it out quicker than this one took me. But I'll put some close up footage right here so you guys can see the full thing. And I really like how this came out. It ended up being more of like a t-shirt when I tried to make a sweater vest, but I didn't follow any pattern. I probably should have. I will next time for sure. I just kind of winged it, but I do like it. I think it turned out pretty cute. All of the colors came from Dollar Tree aside from this white color, which is Red Heart Super Saver, this yellow, which I believe is Crafter's Idea from Hobby Lobby, and this oat color is Yarn Bee, I believe, from Hobby Lobby. But those are just colors that I couldn't find at Dollar Tree. They might have them at your Dollar Tree. They just didn't have them at mine. But I wanted to put those colors in here. I think it turned out really good. I did this kind of like repeating pattern throughout, and I really enjoy it. I like the color work. It was pretty easy just doing checkers. But with that, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Hopefully, I can get that one out a little quicker than I got this one out. And I hope to see you there. Alrighty. Hope you have a good day.